Hey guys, welcome back again once again to another video. In this video, I want to talk about how companies are artificially limiting your smartphone devices. Now, what exactly am I talking about? So, you have your regular phone here. I have an Android phone, I have two of them. One is an old one from 2015. This one's from 2018, I believe, or 2017. You know, I take good care of my devices. I like using devices long term. Some of you guys, don't really care because they change their phones every 2 years or something like that. But this is a larger problem than just, companies artificially limiting your devices. So, going back to the point that I was trying to make, how does this happen? Your phone has an internal memory, right? You have like phones that have 64 gigabytes of internal memory. You have some that have 256 or 265, I don't really remember. And depending on the amount of internal memory you have, the more expensive they are. Now, it used to be that older Android phones allowed you to merge your SD card with your internal memory, which effectively just expands your internal memory by a lot, which also means that your phone has less chances of getting slower. There's a lot of other factors that play into this though, like it's not just the amount of memory that your phone can have, it's also the amount of bloatware that comes pre-installed on your phone. Sometimes you buy a phone and you start up your phone, you see a lot of apps that you don't really want, you've never asked for, and even worse, you can't delete. So now you're stuck with all those apps just permanently eating away at the already limited memory that you have available. And the second factor I would say that plays into this being an issue is that a lot of phones get a lot of useless updates, a lot of bloat updates is what I call them. You buy your phone, maybe the entire operating system on your phone takes up, let's say, 10 gigabytes, right? 10 gigabytes, which is a lot, in my opinion. That is a lot. Let's say 5 gigabytes, just to give phone companies, something to work with, right? 5 gigabytes. And after the span of 5 years, maybe that becomes 10 gigabytes, maybe 15 gigabytes. And if you already, like my phone is from 2018, right? It already only has 16 gigabytes of internal memory. And the OS right now is about 6 gigabytes. So that's already like, what, a third of my phone that I can't use? A bit over a third? That is a lot, If you don't know how memory works, basically, the less free space you have available, the slower it becomes. So that's why a lot of phones become very slow. It's like the accumulation of having limited memory in the first place, not being able to extend your memory with your SD card, and then also the bloat apps that you don't want and are forced upon you, and the bloat updates that don't really add any real value to your phone except for making them slower. Now I know what you will say. Why can't I just ignore the updates and never worry about it? Well, you're right. You can do that. If you don't mind having your phone letting you know every single time that you have an update. Every single time. You can't even remove it. You can, I believe you can tap on remind me later, but that's it. It'll keep showing up for the rest of its life until you click on update, which is very, very annoying. The fact that you can't remove that is just absolutely annoying. I know a lot of you tech savvy guys probably are gonna say, well, you can root your phone, so that's not a big deal. I completely agree with you. I do agree with you, but you have to remember that not everyone is as tech savvy as you, right? For a lot of people, rooting their phone is akin to, being an astrophysicist or like hacking a mainframe. Like, are you crazy? I'd rather buy another phone. And that's exactly what companies want. That's why they're limiting your phones. Some of you guys may remember, older Android phones allowed you to even install apps on your SD card instead of on your internal memory. Some Android phones still allow you to do that, but it's slowly fading. I believe they're slowly trying to remove that feature too. The reason why I think that is because I used to be able to do that with a lot of apps, and now a lot of the apps that used to allow me to do that don't allow me to do it anymore. So yeah, I don't really like smartphones. I used to really love smartphones back in the day because, especially during the early Android days, because they were basically like computers on your phone. But now they are more and more limited. It feels like it's not my phone, you know? I'm just borrowing it. And the same thing is happening to computers, by the way, but at a much slower rate and not as on your face as it is happening with phones. Another thing that I really don't like is the fact that a lot of new phones do not allow you to remove the battery. Guess why? Obviously, so you can buy a new one once the battery dies. But yeah, that's the video that I wanted to make. I hope you guys enjoyed. If I made any mistakes in this video, feel free to let me know in the comment sections. Thank you very much for watching, and I see you guys next time on the next video. Take care. Goodbye.